in the city that's already owned by the county. The idea in 2006, 2005 time frame, LVRT was thinking that what would the possibility be of getting this to go all the way up to the Swat Terrace State Park. That was a big goal of DCNR and a lot of other people, that how can we get this to get up there? Is it even possible? So in 2006, LVRT, with money that they acquired, I think it was their own money, we did a mini study on this thing. And we tried to figure out, and I'm talking about from 25th Street near Tunnel Hill Park all the way up to Lickdale, where DCNR already has a trail. There's a trail already developed here going north all the way to Schofield County, and there's obviously our section we already built down this way. So we've got 9-mile gap in there. So 2006, we're thinking, is there a physical, what does the inventory of the rail bed look like, and is there any other options? So our goal was get to the state park. What are the options to get there? Is the rail bed, how's that look? How's the canal alignment look, the old Union Canal alignment look? How do the roads look? And then there was an aqueduct that came down from the reservoir. We looked at all that stuff pretty much in depth. 2,000 place. There's no obstruction. At-grade crossings, the handful that exist are all local roads, low volume roads. We like the inventory, like what we see. We sent out questionnaires with 111 properties, parcels along this alignment. 92 owners, but 111 parcels. We sent out a questionnaire to every one of those properties, 92 questionnaires. We got 60% of those back. Okay, 28% of the responses that we got back were no, we don't want the rail trail. Okay, 14% was yes, 12% was we don't know, and 40% was either no response or maybe we really don't know what we're getting into. We took the parcel maps and we colorized them. Who was, if you were a yes, you were colored green. If you were a no, you colored red. And if you were a maybe, we colored you yellow. We created that map to see where could we get sections of this to be developed, and we wanted to find places. We knew we weren't going to develop 9 miles all at one time. Maybe there's sections we could develop. So that's how. And the second meeting had, I think, 90-some attendance, much larger. It was in Jonestown Borough. The first meeting was 75% for the trail. The second meeting was over 90% was for the trail. Obviously, the handful of landowners that were there was a handful that were negative to the trail, but what we learned from the general public, they want the trail. When's it going to be built? We ended up, after we did this process, we ended up identifying really 4 sections of this trail, 4 phases or sections that we think that could be developed. The first section we called section 7, goes from 25th Street here up to Long Lane. Okay, it's about 1.4 miles long. It has the blockage of the filled-in Tunnel Hill Road. Okay, that has to be corrected. The property owners there are all okay, build a trail. So property owner issues, no problem, we can build 1.4 miles, 1.7, I think it's 1.7. They're okay with that. We got one big obstruction, one big cost item there. Section study 9, that was all good to go there. We met with the property owners there, the Homeowners Association at Kings Plantation, Supreme Trucking across the main street there, and the City Water Authority owns some property. All okay, ready. Let's begin negotiations for acquisition. 1.4 miles. So together, those two are about a third of it, and we could build a third of this thing. Okay. Section 8, just briefly, we met the most resistance in Section 8, which is really from Long Lane up to the creek, where the Greater Lebanon Refuse Authority has property that pretty much parallels Section 8 to the west. We could find our way to that property. We could almost get the whole way to where we need to go just on their property, which kind of stretches from here down to there. It's about 2/3 of the length. Then we found another property owner near 72, Washington Cassings, was very positive. What we found out in Section 8 is we have about 80% of Section 8 that we can find positive property ownership in. 75 to 80% of the length right now we can find positive property ownership in. So we're very close to even having Section 8 completed. Section 9, similar, much less property involvement. There's only a handful of properties up there. It's very, very remote. What we found was there's one property owner that owns the old canal towpath the whole way up there. It's like 2.5 miles, almost to Lickdale, and it's in the state of in the state settlement. I think it's this one. That is obviously a key property. That would take section 9 almost to Litz. I mean, within, we did reach was, section 9 is what we feel is the number one. Let's do it now. Let's get it in the ground. That kind of links in with the Jonestown work. It's the highest population center. It's the lowest cost one. It's about we think it's about $450,000 to develop it. Okay. Section 7 would be our next choice, and I think that could roll in right after section 9. It's a little bit more costly because of the bridge. We think that's going to be about $850,000 for that section. The nice thing about section 7, it's almost a developed trail now, especially near the park. People use it as a trail now along the park. It's practically a developed facility now. Section 7 next, and then I think 8 and 10 are really kind of out in the distance, and we need a little bit more work on those. So, is there
realistically is what year?
we have the timeline for, I think it's 2012 on this one. 2011, I think, for section 9. 2012 for section 9.
So you're saying 700,000, but in 4 years, that's going to gain how much?
Well, we don't know. I mean,
you don't know.
I
haven't done enough engineering yet to really know.
If you ask me about that,
so we got a price of 700,000.
Yeah, it's a starting.
Yeah,